Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. We're back up with Shane.
I'm Tom.
We're back with Avatar: The Last Airbender, Episode 2. So, cliff notes real quick. We just watched the first one.
Yeah.
You liked it, and we're still building the world. But what was most memorable to you in the first episode?
I really enjoy and this is something we kind of talked about in the post-talk last time, but I felt like I could be whisked away into this world and kind of let my creative, imaginative part of my brain.
Yeah, well, it's weird. It's weird when you can watch art and then activate something within you, and it's not like you're copying off that, but it gives you an idea for something else.
Yeah, the art. I guess you just kind of summed up what I was going for. The art
I'm very good at
itself is the art itself is lending credence to my imagination and allowing me to kind of be sat down and placed there.
Yeah.
And it's got very vibrant colors. It's kind of almost like because it's Nickelodeon, right? It's for kids, and it's kind of like a slapstick type comedic element to it sometimes.
Yeah, like Appa sneezed all over.
Yeah, and there's green goo all over Sokka, and but it's just fun. It's fun to watch.
It's fun. Like for me, watching a lot of Japanese anime, in particular for me, like elemental things like Pokemon, where everyone's a different element, and Ronin Warriors, which Zach. Oh, actually, it's not here. Damn it. Okay, Ronin Warriors, which is like the first anime I've ever watched. But I was a little kid, I didn't think it was anime. Just these like teenage boys with these like mythical samurai armor. It was awesome. I loved that show. And this is an American production, but obviously there's a lot of things kind of borrowed from, I think, like the Japanese way of like creating these mythical elemental worlds and lores. Guys, before we jump in, make sure you check out Tom's shirt. Tom, give us a big flex.
Check it out.
Yeah, Tom, you gotta flex. Good Lord. Oh my God. Let's jump in.
You signaled the Fire Navy with that flare.
Aang didn't do anything. It was an accident.
Yeah, we were on the ship and there was this booby trap and, well, we boobied right into it.
Now we can
Aang's voice sounds familiar too.
Don't blame Katara.
Actually.
I can't
brought
remember
her
it.
there. It's my fault.
Aha! The traitor confesses. Warriors, away from the enemy. The foreigner is banished from our village.
Sokka, you're making a mistake. Don't you see? Aang's brought us something we haven't had in a long time. Fun.
Fun? We can't fight firebenders with fun.
You should try it sometime.
Katara, you knew going on that ship was forbidden. I think it best if the Airbender leaves.
Fine. Then I'm banished too. Come on, Aang, let's go.
Oof.
And? Great.
Katara! Would you really choose him over your tribe? Your own family?
So, you're leaving the South Pole? This is goodbye?
Thanks for penguin sledding with me. It was nice meeting everyone.
Let's see your bison fly now, airboy.
Go, I'll miss you. I'll miss you too.
What do you think of the hair? It's a little weird.
It's weird.
It is a little weird.
Yeah, I liked her too.
I knew it.
The village.
So how does this work then? If all the warriors are basically gone and they get attacked in the village, like what?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of... It doesn't work well, if you imagine. But as the only guy there, you gotta think about, he probably feels a lot of burden. I'm the last line of defense, I'm the man.
Yeah.
Oh, man!
His defensive tower from the first episode.
It's like this tribe of like Inuits, for like igloos.
Yeah.
Ice and sticks.
Star Wars that does that every time a ship lands.
With the little...
It's like these... Yeah, it's almost like this hydraulic pressure being relieved or something.
Where are you hiding him?
Gran.
He'd be about this age, master of all elements.
Show no fear! Hey, Katara. Hey, Sokka.
Aye, Aang.
It's almost got like a Wild Western feel
Yep.
to it.
Looking for me?
Airbender? You're the Avatar?
Aang?
I like
No
how,
way.
because of the fire, the
Melted.
surge kind of melted off.
Yeah.
I spent years. You're just a child.
Well, you're just a teenager. If I go with you, will you promise to leave everyone alone?
No, Aang, don't do this!
He's very
Don't worry,
noble.
Katara. It'll be
It was
okay.
very kind of anticlimactic, though.
Well,
Building
where we
up
at?
for this great...
Head a course to the Fire Nation. I'm going home.
You notice how he said, until I get back?
Yeah. No, they probably all feel like shit.
We have to go after that ship, Sokka. Aang saved our tribe. Now we have to save him.
Katara,
Why can't you realize that he's on our side? But we owe him.
Katara! Are you gonna talk all day, or are you coming with me?
Sokka!
Wish my son and daughter had that kind of relationship.
You will need these. You have a long journey ahead
I like
of you.
Gran.
She's, you know, yeah, and you have a close relationship with your actual grandparents, right?
I do.
Aang is the Avatar. He's the world's only chance. You both found him for a reason. Now your destinies are intertwined with his.
There's no way we're gonna catch a warship with a canoe.
Almost forgot.
Yep.
You just love taking me out
Love
of
it
my
when you
comfort
call me
zone.
Big Appa.
Take the Avatar to the prison hold, and take this to my quarters.
And when you watch some Japanese anime, it's
I guess you never fought an airbender before. I bet I could take you both with my hands tied behind my back.
Silence.
That's
fucking
kinda
stab. I'm gonna stab through him.
That's kind of sweet, though.
Yeah. He's a badass dude.
The Avatars escaped!
What was it that kid said?
Like,
Yeehaw?
even though it's supposed to be like a...
Yip yip.
He's like so
He's flying! He's flying!
undignified.
I feel like even though it's a bison, that his fur, at least on top of his head, be like kind of soft and,
Oh yeah.
you know...
You haven't seen my staff around, have you?
Whoa. Yeah.
Sorry.
Mouth.
My staff!
Looks like I underestimated you.
Yeah. Oh.
That's...
His hairstyle really bothers me.
It does or does not.
It does.
What is that?
He's sinking like a rock.
Yeah. He's just like...
Yo!
Now that was some water bending.
Hey, Katara. Hey, Sokka. Thanks for coming.
Well, I couldn't let you have all the glory.
Just like he did to him. Just like he did to him. So that killed her ass.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that works.
Yip, 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 yip.
I don't like it.
I love Alpha, but he's funny to poke fun of.
Like, the underside of him looks like one of those woolly worm things.
Oh.
That's cool.
Good news for the Fire Lord. That's just a little kid.
That kid, Uncle, just did this. I won't underestimate him again. Take the ship out and follow them.
Why didn't you tell us you were the Avatar?
Because I never wanted to be.
But Aang, the world's been waiting for the Avatar to return and finally put an end to this war.
And how am I going to do that? That's what the monks told me.
Well, if we go to the North Pole, you can master waterbending.
We can learn it together.
Then we're in this together.
All right, but before I learn waterbending, we have some serious business to attend to. Here, here, and here.
What's there?
Here, we'll ride the hopping llamas. Then way over here, we'll surf on the backs of giant koi fish. Then back over here, we'll ride the hog monkeys. They don't like people riding them. That's what...
Episode 2, Aang just, he's a kid. He wants to have fun.
He's a kid, yeah. That's what I literally just wrote down.
Yeah. So, I think Zuko feels a lot of vindication that he almost had the Avatar. The Avatar is out there, and he's this close to catching him. He wants to regain his ardor, and he's very motivated.
Yeah.
And he's a little cartoonishly villainous right now. Kind of like that spoiled kid. Like, dig this ship out now!
When you're done with that.
Yeah. So what'd you think of this episode compared to the first one?
I don't know that I like one more than the other, but I just think the sequence of how they played out, and it's just kind of...
It flowed right into it.
Yeah, and the story's just like kind of pushing right along. There's not like this big lag, but I think, part of it's because it's a kid-like cartoon, of course. They have to keep things going, but
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I loved it, actually.
Were you upset when they kicked Aang out in the beginning?
A little bit, but, So one of the notes that I have is about, Gran as a character. I just think of this, like, almost primitive type village where she's like an elder.
Yeah.
And, even though that Sokka's, kind of the man of the village right now, he made a decision, and then Gran kind of has the final say because she's like the elder of the village. So I understood from that concept,
Yeah,
I didn't agree with the decision. I understand, like, kind of their hierarchy of how they make decisions, though.
Yeah, he's the man, but she's in charge, but she also doesn't want to put him out.
Right.
I guess the decision in general, I understand why it happened, because they needed to get him out of there, that way he can come back and save them. Which, like, I obviously have seen this, and I remember it, but I think probably the first time I watched it, I knew they were going to kick him out. I knew he had to come save them later.
Of course.
How'd you feel about when Aang, we saw in the last episode, kind of activated that Super Saiyan mode and it seems to kick in during moments of danger.
Yeah, so the past 2 times I think have been just, I don't know if it's ironically or not, but as a result of when he's submerged in water and, you know, there's like danger mode kicks in, and it's kind of that fight or flight
I think that's
sequence.
key.
And,
yeah.
you know, but I was a little bit surprised of how well Sokka and Katara took the news. Because, I mean, obviously at that point, after seeing what they saw with him, they kind of, she's like, oh, why didn't you tell us that you were... And I thought that they were going to be more upset that he had kind of kept that from them than they were.
At the same time, I also feel like the show hasn't given us this long period of time to where like he's hiding it and he's lying multiple times. It was more like an episode, literally. Now, why he didn't want to be Avatar, I mean, you'll find out that later, but I can imagine it's probably kind of a burden.
Well, you know, you look at some of the fighting sequences where, you know, he's still tied up and everything, and there's still this very, like, 12-year-old child, like, you know, running up and down the walls and laughing and giggling and kind of toying with the guys as he's fighting them. But then when that happens and he gets submerged and, like you said, that extra activation takes place and it kind of takes a more serious tone of it activates and all of a sudden it's like, you know, and even the Fire Nation, the guys on the ship kind of realize, like, we're dealing with something altogether more powerful. And that's why he even said, I believe, you know, I won't underestimate him again, because I don't think they understood what they were dealing with.
No, you're right. We also have the relationships. You know, I think Sokka kind of stopped being a jerk momentarily to do the right thing, rescue Aang, and you know, first he was kind of agnostic or atheistic about his belief and the power and ability of Aang, but now he's a believer.
Is it weird, though, to think that obviously Sokka's aware that there's magic that exists in this world? I mean, his sister is, I wouldn't say, you know, a glorified waterbender, but he's seen her with those powers. So why is it so fantastical to believe that there can be a flying bison?
Well, know? I guess if you remember, she said that they've never left the village.
Yeah.
So they just grew up in that region. In the past 2 years, at least, she was the only bender, and before that, I can't remember how many of the males had actual waterbending abilities. But the only thing he's seen is waterbending, and maybe not to a really sophisticated degree. So he's aware of the other elements, but there's a reason, I think, particularly, he doubts the air stuff. You know what I mean? Guys, you made it to the end card. We appreciate you. If you like us, you want to support us, like, subscribe, check out Tom's his shirt, our mug, stickers, and you can also watch the next 2 episodes on Patreon. Go there, and you can also watch full length. Bye-bye.